So students, let's start with the nomenclature of amines. So, before starting with the nomenclature, that is the IUPAC system nomenclature, let's take an example for primary amine. So we have an CH3, CH2, NH2 molecule. Now, the very first rule says select the longest continuous carbon chain. Here it is a chain of 2 carbon atoms, that means ethane. Also, do we have an NH2? Yes, we have. So it is an amine. Let's see the second rule. It says that the suffix E should be removed and instead of that amines should be placed. So now ethane, the last E needs to be removed and amines needs to be attached. So the name of this compound becomes ethanamine. Now, therefore it says in the third rule that in IUPAC amines are named as alkanamines. Let's take one more example. Suppose we happen to get this compound. Now in this case, longest chain consists of 3 carbon atoms, that means propane. You have NH2 groups, that means amine. But remember students, you have 2 NH2 group. So therefore a prefix di, tri or tetra should be attached. That means, could we name this compound as propane diamine? No, we are wrong in this case. Why? Because we have not satisfied the positions. So let's number the carbon atoms and now the name would be propane 1,3-diamine. So this would be our correct name over here. Let's take one more example in case of a secondary or a tertiary amino compound. In this case, you have 2 different groups. Then the largest group needs to be selected as the parent alkane, whereas the smallest one should be selected as an N substituent. Now, you have 2 groups, C4H9 that is butyl, C2H5 that is ethyl. So definitely butyl would be the parent alkane, whereas ethyl would be a substituent. So butyl, parent alkane, that means butane. Ethyl is the substituent, that means you have an ethyl substituent. But before that, do you have an amino group? Yes, so it is butanamine. You have ethyl as a substituent but as an N substituent, so it should be N-ethyl. Now if we attach everything together, what you would get? You would get N-ethyl butanamine. But remember, E should be removed, so the entire name would be N-ethyl butanamine. Right? Now, let's see some examples of common names as well as IUPAC name for some examples. Let's see. You have an examples that is like this. Let's try with the common name of these compounds. So, do you have an amino group? Yes, we have. Now, select the longest chain. It is a sec-butyl chain. So, what would be the name of this compound? It would be sec-butylamine. Let's move on with the next compound. Again, do you have an amino group? Yes, we have. Towards one side there is a methyl group. Towards other side there is an isopropyl group. So now what would be the name of this compound? It would be isopropyl methylamine. Now, once done with the common names, let's try with the IUPAC names. Select the longest continuous carbon chain, butane. Now, N, butane, E should be removed and instead of that, amine should be placed. So now this would be butanamine. But now remember students, you need to number the carbon atoms. So now, amino group is present onto which carbon atom? It is onto the second carbon atom. So you will get butan 2-amine as the IUPAC name. Let's try for the second one. You have a group that is isopropyl and methyl. So isopropyl would be your parent, that is propane. Onto the second carbon atom, you have an amino group. So definitely E removed, amine placed over there. But as an N substituent, what you have? You have a methyl. So the entire name would be, it would be nothing but propan 2-amine attached with N-methyl. So it is N-methyl propan 2-amine. Let's move further towards the next one. So here are your examples. Now in this case, again, do you have a nitrogen? Yes, you have an amino group. That means it is a tertiary amine because it is only H. Now CH3CH2 is ethyl, so it would be selected as in parent chain. So now what we need to do? We take ethyl as in parent. Now ethyl dimethyl is the name first of all. Again, common name of this entire molecule would be ethyl dimethyl amine. Similarly, if we go on with the next, do you have an amino group? Yes. It is attached to what? It is attached to cyclohexyl group. So the name would be cyclohexyl amine. Now starting with the IUPAC name, longest chain ethyl, so it is ethane. E removed, added with an amine. Instead of that, you get ethanamine. You have two methyl groups, so it is dimethyl, but it is N-dimethyl. Moving further into the next compound, what is a group present over here? Is it a cyclohexane? Yes. E should be removed. Instead of that, what should be added? Amine should be added. So the entire name would be cyclohexane amine. Let's try with the next conditions. Now, herein again we have some examples for this. Here are your examples. The very first thing, amino group, yes. Then what do you have? Do you have a phenyl group? Yes. So it is an phenylamine or aniline. Next, into the second compound, do you have an orthotoluidine? Yes, you have an orthotoluidine molecule. Why so? Because onto the ortho position CH3 is attached. Let's start with an IUPAC name of the first compound. Is it benzene? Yes, it is benzene. Now E should be removed. Instead of that, amine should be added. So what would be the name? Is it benzenamine? Yes, it would be benzenamine. Moving on further, let's talk about this. Is it aniline? Yes, it is aniline. So now, aniline is attached to CH3. So now what would be the name of this compound? We need to know the IUPAC name. So it would be 2-methyl-aniline. So this was all about this module, students. Meet you in the next module. Till then, thank you.